The Cherry Creek Sports Network, in association with the Colorado High School Activities Association, is proud to bring you Colorado High School basketball on CCSN. It's a Saturday afternoon matinee between Cherry Creek and Arapahoe. And hi, everybody. Welcome inside the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium with Kel McDavid. Benjamin Perez. Big matchup today for the Bruins. Try on a 3-game winning streak. Tried to get it to 4. But Arapahoe coming in on a 9-game streak, haven't lost a game in the Centennial League.
Yeah, last time Creek and Arapahoe played each other, it was a pretty good matchup between both teams. Creek ended up losing just by a few points in the fourth quarter, but really a good matchup, and it kind of came down to fouls, technical fouls, and free throws. So hopefully we can see that tighten up a little bit tonight.
Coach Evans had 2 technical fouls called against him in the fourth quarter of that game. Cherry Creek would ultimately lose 56-48 in the opening week of January. And Kelly, you said about the free throws. Cherry Creek 14 for 26 in that first game. They missed 12 free throws from the line, and when you lose a game by 8, it's pretty easy to look at that.
Yeah, that's such a big impact in any game, and we just saw it in the JV boys game right before this. That was a problem there as well.
We're going to send it downstairs for the national anthem. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, back alongside Kel McDavid. I'm Benjamin Paris. We are getting ready for tip-offs. And, Kel, we were just talking during the opening lineups. We heard Sam Crisp get her name called the senior number 44 for the Warriors, and she's a player that has always kind of been a Bruin killer when she comes to play in the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium.
Yeah, for sure. I know that even I've been blocked by her. And she has really long arms and can kind of get her hands up where you think you have an open shot, and then she just blocks you. And definitely a big asset for Arapahoe and someone that Creek always thinks about when they match up against them.
We just said it when we were talking about the first matchup. We're expecting a very close game, and it's a matter of the Bruins can stay in it in terms of fouls and turnovers, and they forced more turnovers than they gave up, I believe, in that first game. Just getting 20 turnovers for the Bruins, 13 for the Warriors in their first matchup. If that number's smaller, you make more free throws. Seems like you have a pretty good chance.
For sure.
Opening tip is won by the Warriors. As it's Emily Thomas. Goes to Abby Morgan. Morgan to Sydney White, and the Bruins are going to get a quick takeaway.
We've seen Braylon have some huge blocks this season and just be a really good offensive and defensive threat. And you just saw right there that she is tall, she can get her arms out, and she is very athletic as well.
Here's Chambers, gets a little bit of the iron, and Barnett got the rebound and was fouled. So the Bruins will have a chance at the line.
Foul call on number 2, Natalia Simonson. That's her first, team first. Number 24, Caitlin Barnett, the line for Bruins, shoot 2.
And Barnett will miss her first. And she'll miss both of them. So the Bruins start 0 for 2 on the line, but ball comes out of bounds and they'll get to keep the ball, but not an ideal start from the line.
No, for sure. And that's exactly like we were talking about earlier. Free throws are such a huge part of this game. And so any opportunities you can to get kind of those easy points is a great opportunity. So going to want to try to tighten that up a little bit as this game goes on.
Chambers trying to set up the offense, goes to Gordon, who'll come to the top. It's Baldessari. Back out for Chambers. Chambers is going down the lane. And Baldessari, Bruins are getting their offensive board so far, Kel, but haven't been able to finish. Still no score. Just about a minute into this one. As the Warriors look to set up their offense. Here comes Sam Crisp. And Crisp, guarded by Barnett, put up a 3 and she drills it.
You know, and I think we'll see a lot of that tonight. A lot of players on both of these teams are
Here's a quick steal.
Are very dynamic, athletic players that can shoot from the outside, that can drive, and we'll definitely see that's a good matchup between Braylon Barnett and Sam Crisp.
Quick 5-0 start for the Warriors as the Bruins are going to try to cut into that. Baldessari's going to put up a shot. Long Barnett was there, and out of bounds it comes. Baldessari forced that one a little bit.
Yeah, seems like the Bruins are having a little bit of trouble getting their offense going. Just seems they're a little bit unorganized. You can hear Coach Evans yelling at his players for them to get into something.
It's back out for the Warriors. Into the paint for Thomas. Mid-range shot. Won't go off the hands of Abby Morgan. Chambers will grab a rebound, tries to push the pace. Chambers to Barnett, and they keep giving it to Braylon in the paint.
Yeah, you know,
they've got 4 now.
We've seen the Bruins really try to capitalize on transition opportunities. That's where they've gotten a lot of their points, and when they've gone on runs during games, that's where they've gotten so many points and had really changed the game, is those transition plays.
Simonson stepped back, didn't pull it as Crisp to drive. Turnaround shot, and she'll hit it. Sam Crisp has come out with a hot hand. She has 5 points early. See that the Bruins can start to heat up as it's going to come out. Chambers three-pointer. Now the Bruins get a 3 of their own. Didn't take long. It's already a shootout.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple of games start like this, Ben, where we've had both teams kind of come out shooting the 3, and they start hitting them at the beginning of the game, and then as the game goes on, they might have to change their style of basketball a little bit.
Here's Crisp to Simonson as they keep working outside. A deep 3. That one doesn't go. Sam Crisp going to get the rebound, though. Back out. Simonson was looking to take. Crisp, step back. Got it! 2 for 2 from three-point land for Sam Crisp. She's already got 8. An unbelievable start for a player. We talked about pregame. Definitely the one to watch in black tonight. As Chambers walks right in, she'll get the finish, and she got around Crisp and timeout on the floor. 10-7, quick start, Kel.
Yeah, you know, we can see that this Arapahoe team definitely has some huge threats that Creek is going to be looking to shut down tonight. Obviously, like you were saying, Sam Crisp, one of those. And we saw Braylon Barnett guarding her. Kinsey Christensen just checked in, so we'll see if he switches that matchup or not. But definitely somebody that Creek has battled to guard for years because she's such a dynamic player. She can shoot the three. She's also so tall, can work in the post. So somebody that's hard to guard.
18 three-pointers. How many Arapahoe put up? They made just 5 of them in the last game against Cherry Creek, and they've already made 2 tonight.
Yeah, definitely a team that's not afraid to shoot the three, as we've seen that really long three just before the timeout.
Warriors balls coming out of the timeout. As White goes to Morgan. Morgan looking for a pass into the paint, out of bounds. It comes. Bruins are going to force a turnover.
And we saw Coach Evans sure enough did switch that matchup. So Kinsey Christensen is now guarding Sam Crisp. So we'll see defensively if the Bruins can get some stops, just changing it up a little bit there on defense.
Christensen stands 6 foot even. Tallest person on this team behind 6'2" Julia Leach, the sophomore, who has yet to check in this afternoon. As Chambers got a pick, she's going to drive and off the glass. The lead for the Warriors is cut down to 1.
And we've seen Tiana not afraid to attack the basket this year. She has been a huge threat for the Bruins and also doing really well from the free throw line, so not afraid to attack and get fouled.
And now Barnett in transition. The Bruins have their first lead of the game. And when you look back on that last play, Kel, 3 Bruins were past really the last line of Arapahoe defenders. And that's kind of Coach Evans' brand of Cherry Creek offense.
Yeah, for sure. He wants to get those transition points. He has his team running at practice every single day so that they can get those transition plays, and that is really what he values.
And Sam Crisp, who started the game 3 for 3 from the field, finally misses a shot as the Bruins come back on offense. Ball looking for Charlie Gordon. Last touch by the Bruins. 3 minutes even to go in the first quarter. Bruins holding on to a 1-point lead.
Not very much stoppage so far in this first quarter. Few fouls, few timeouts. Only 1 foul, actually. So definitely a pretty just even game of basketball so far.
So the Bruins back on offense, trying to break this game open a little bit. Another floater from Chambers. Get a grab her own rebound. Back out for Charlie Gordon. Christensen, 2-pointer, just rolls out. As Christensen was open in some space, now she's got to catch up to Crisp. And the Bruins got a hand on that one. Long 3, not going to go, and a good box out move there from Christensen.
Yeah, for sure. You know, trying to prevent the team from getting offensive rebounds is going to be a huge component for this game, for this Bruins team. Sam Crisp obviously going to be a huge rebounder, but we've seen other girls flying to the rim trying to get those rebounds, and so box outs are going to be a huge factor for the Bruins.
Bruins have been able to get their hands on quite a few balls, but not able to force a turnover. And backdoor, Jasniker, basket and the foul. So the Bruins were out there disrupting the O. Just couldn't get the ball back in their own hands. As Maddie Malcolm will check into the game. And at the line is Holly Jasniker. She's got it. 3-point play, 2-point lead for the Warriors, just under 2 to go in the opening quarter. And Kel, I think this is exactly what we're expecting.
Yeah, for sure. And we see Arapahoe here switching to a 3-2 zone. 2-3. I don't know. I'm not good at identifying zones, Ben, but it looks like they're in a zone here.
I can tell you that. Baldessari will put up a 3. Just a little long. Tried to grab her own rebound. But White comes away with it. And now Crisp in the paint over everybody will finish.
You could hear the Creek bench yelling, get back, and they know that they have to run the court because Sam Crisp can run the court and will, and Creek knows that they have to get back, and in that case they did, still got the shot up, but have to get back and get in the right position.
It's Chambers going back and forth. Chambers with an apostrophe at the end. It's Baldessari, back to Chambers. Three-pointer, won't quite go. So the Bruins were trying to get that, and now they got to get back as Johnson, who's one of the Bruins' best defenders, is checked in. Led the team in steals last year. And out of bounds it comes as Barnett will check back into the game, and Ania Chambers will sit.
You know, but it is kind of confusing, but I don't think Anea and Tiana are related at all. But they're often on the court at the same time, and it's kind of confusing when you just say Chambers, Chambers, Chambers.
It's easier when you say, you know, her sister, but you can't say that at this. We could say that with, you know, Miles and Blake last year.
Yeah.
Christensen to Chambers. Baldessari. She's got open space. Three-pointer. Doesn't go. Completely uncontested shot. Couldn't get it to go as 15 seconds to go in the opening quarter. 4-point lead for the Warriors, and looks like they're going to hold for one. As they're looking for Crisp, out of bounds it comes. Bruins will have the ball at half court with 5 seconds left to go in the first. We'll see if they can get a high percentage shot off. It's Johnson. Looks like she might want it. And not what the Bruins were looking for on that final possession. Down 15-11 at the end of one right here on CCSN. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Welcome back inside the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium at the end of one quarter here on CCSN. The Bruins trail the Arapahoe Warriors 15-11. And Kel, if those who just joined us might have missed the first quarter, it was the Warriors coming out shooting really, really hot.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Sam Crisp showing to be a huge threat for the Warriors. She can shoot from anywhere on the court, and the Warriors hardly missed any shots in that first quarter, so definitely going to come out shooting the second quarter, and Bruins are going to try to take away those opportunities.
Not a lot of stoppage in that first quarter, just one foul aside. They were both shooting fouls, and one opportunity for the Warriors was good. Bruins 0 for 2 from the stripe to begin their afternoon. As Baldessari with the ball for the Bruins as they get the ball to begin this second quarter, and looks like they're going to give it away to begin the quarter as well, and now they get it back. Looks like transition. Barnett in the paint, pass just a little high, and they're going to call her out of bounds.
Yeah, you know, and I saw a small part of the Arapahoe game when we played them at the beginning of January, and that is more the kind of plays that we saw going back, both sides back and forth. There's a lot of turnovers, a lot of missed passes, and things like that. Just a little bit more scrappy basketball, and the first quarter of this game seemed to be not so much like that, but I think both these teams, it's such a big rivalry. Both teams want this win so bad and going to try to do everything they can to make that happen.
A track meet, as William would like to say. Long two, rattles around, doesn't go. As Chambers to race back down court. Barnett, long two. Can't get that one to land. So Bruins are finding their open shots, just not quite hitting them, and there's crisp in transition. And she's going to hit that 9 times out of 10.
For sure.
As Chambers will go back and forth. Baldessari to the near corner. Inside Barnett, back out Christensen, just outside the paint, and she'll get it to go. Bruins still trail by 4. As the Warriors look to slow things down a little bit. As they have some space. Eyeing the 3 with Stark, she didn't take it as Stark goes in the paint, back out. Here's Malcolm. Doesn't go, but an offensive board for Stark.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, Ben. Nobody boxed out at the end of that play, and they got the offensive rebound. Could have gotten another shot opportunity there, just couldn't get it to go, but Bruins with a nice steal.
Barnett was able to force the turnover. Chambers takes. Gonna grab her own rebound and draw the foul. As she'll get to head to the line. 7 for 11 from the free throw line in the first contest between these games. And here comes her first tonight. She'll get it to go. 74% on the season is Tiana Chambers. As she tries to make it just a 2-point game. As Sam Smith and Kylie Smith check into the game. 2 for 2.
We've seen the Bruins press a couple of times this season. A lot of times it is when Kinsey Christensen is in. She's at the front of that press. Long arms, she can move fast around the court, and we've seen that be really successful for the Bruins this season.
So they come out in that after the free throws. As they work it into the paint, turnaround shot over Sam Smith, and Warriors are able to get another offensive board and a travel called. It was a beautiful move. Warriors were able to finish, but travel called there on the Euro step.
It looks like Arapahoe is still in this, I think, 1-2-2 or 3-2 zone. They kind of play a more man zone. I don't know. Anyways, Bruins running some different offenses, trying to figure out how to play against this zone, and it's definitely trying to figure out what to do against that zone.
And as Stark was coming through the paint, the sophomore is able to draw a foul, and she'll go to the line.
Foul call on number 25, Chambers. That's her first.
So Chambers will get called with the foul, her first. Still just a 2-point game. And Stark's first will go off the back iron. As Johnson comes back into the game for Smitch. And now Stark will have her second. That one goes. 3-point game, 4:55 to go in the opening half. On a nice Saturday afternoon here in Greenwood Village. As Chambers surveying, we'll go to Chambers. Chambers to drive, got around everybody, and she finishes. What a move by Ania Chambers.
Yeah, you know, we've seen the Bruins have some success from the field this season, but a lot of their points have come from attacking the basket, passing the ball, making the extra pass, and that's what we've seen the most points come from this season for the Bruins.
And Sam Smith serves out a rejection. Warriors will keep the ball. And Simonson will check into the game for the Warriors. So they go around the outside. Back out, 3-pointer from Simonson. Goes off the front of the rim, it was short. It's Chambers to Chambers. Back out for Johnson. As Johnson is trying to force it towards Sam Smith, but out of bounds it comes on the Warriors, and the Bruins will get to keep. And Barnett's going to check into the game for Christensen.
Coach Evans definitely going to be trying to keep his bigs fresh playing against Sam Crisp. They have to be able to run the court. We've seen her get some breakaway plays, and
Barnett drills a three.
Definitely have to play fast-paced game and be able to shoot, I guess.
Warriors with a 2. Foot was on the line, and Crisp wide open in the paint, able to finish. And it's a hard league to play in, Kel. There is so much size in the Centennial League, and obviously we talk about Lauren Betts. Could talk about her for hours on end, but Sam Crisp, another big in this league that forces the Bruins bigs to have to play their very best night in and night out. It's Chambers to Barnett, over to Chambers. Evans asking for the ball to be moved. Sam Smith over Sam Crisp. A pair of Sams there, and Crisp is going to win that battle. Here's Simonson. Gets a little bit of a pick from Crisp.
One thing that you'll see from Coach Evans is he always wants his team to stay with their man on those screens, and that's something that I think has worked well for him over the years.
Bruins have numbers. Chambers took it herself, and then Ania was fouled. She'll go to the line. Bruins have an opportunity to take the lead here. So the Warriors are going to get ready to make 2 subs after this first free throw. First one good. And the Bruins going to make some subs as well. Gordon and now Julia Leach will check in for the first time. Tied at 20s. And Ania Chambers getting ready for a second free throw with a chance to take the lead. Cannot quite do it, tied at 20s. And the good box out there. Looked a little weird from Abby Morgan.
I guess that's what you have to do when you're boxing out someone that's bigger than you.
Do you ever have to do that, Kel?
Yes.
Comes back out, it's Gianna Smith. 3-point attempt was short. Bruins defense is up for the challenge. They get called with a foul. Barnett's going to get called with that one. Lots of contact down low.
For sure. That's Braylon's second foul, and I just saw Coach Evans have Sophia Baldessari check in, so I'll be curious to see if he puts her in for Braylon.
First and one go. We're still tied at 20. And you're right, Kel, as Braylon Barnett comes out, Baldessari will come back in. Something we haven't hit on this season, the Baldessari family is quite athletic.
Yeah, you know, we've seen Sophia come up through this program, and her brother also a basketball player. Just really athletic family.
Some Baldessaris, I believe, are on the wrestling team as well. Athletic families run here at Cherry Creek, and now three-pointer on cue. I love when that happens, Kel. Trying to talk about the announcer's curse, but
yeah,
that's the opposite.
There you go.
That was perfect. As Baldessari came, left her man open, and neither team has done particularly well of finishing offensive boards. Jump ball called. Get to stay with the Warriors with under 2 to go in the second. The Bruins now with the 2-point lead after that Baldessari three-pointer. And the Bruins wanted to get a sub in. They weren't going to be able to, but then the Warriors call a timeout, so Christensen's going to end up coming into the game. 1:54 to go in the second, and now the Bruins have the lead, Kel.
Yeah, you know, we've seen a lot of back and forth from both of these teams. It's mostly just been who can finish at the rim and who has some solid defensive possessions, and that's something that we've seen all season. Bruins really trying to work on the defensive side of they've really been stronger on the defensive side of their game, and it's created offensive opportunities for them. So definitely going to be a defensive-minded game for them as they continue to battle against Sam Crisp and Arapahoe's shooting squad for sure.
Kel, do defenses win championships, and do they win games?
You know, I think so, but I also like defense more. So I think you have to have both, and you have to just have people that are going to work hard, and that hard defense I think equates to offense. But I think that you have to have a team that is just willing to work hard no matter what side of the ball they're on.
And I said it earlier when we talked about the Centennial League, just so many offensive threats, whether it be in the paint from behind the arc. You have to play good defense in this league, otherwise you have no chance of getting a good seeding in the playoffs, because you could finish on the bottom half of these standings and still be a good team, except you have to play against Lauren Betts.
Yeah.
You got Christensen in this league. You have Crisp in this league. It's a tough place to play as the Chambers put up that one. Can the Bruins win a rebound? Can't. Little bit of a collision between two Bruins down there.
We've seen that happen a couple of times this season with the girls and boys team, where two people from the same team are going up for the rebound and ends up kind of working against them.
Offensive boards, it's an art. Under a minute and a half to go. The Warriors find themselves down by 2 with the ball. As White goes to Smith. Smith, step back. Will be short. Then she's going to grab her own rebound. And Julia Leach is going to get called with the foul. Smith going to be sent to the line. It's Gianna Smith, 7 for 12. A game-high 12 free throw attempts. So she was fouled more than anybody else in the first game against these two teams. And as we said, Kel, free throws were a big deal in that game. She missed 5 of them. She makes 1 there. 1-point game, just over a minute to go in the opening half here on CCSN. Cherry Creek and Arapahoe on a Saturday afternoon. As Baldessari's pass was intercepted by Smith. And did Smith step out? She did, as the Bruins will get the ball back. So the Bruins have the chance to build a lead going into the locker room. As Chambers' pass was deflected, Baldessari will come up with it. Christensen bounce pass to Leach, and she's rejected. So the Bruins will stay with the ball. And the inbound looking for Chambers was poked away by White, so now the Bruins inbound will come to the near sideline.
Lots of deflected passes, and that's the type of defense Arapahoe plays. They always seem to be able to get their hands on the ball. Sometimes they'll come up and trap.
Just did it again.
Put a lot of pressure on the offense.
What is happening? It's a volleyball game out here. And I swear that pass was literally a set to Sam Crisp, and she'll finish. That was a direct set across the paint. In hockey, that'd pretty much be a one-touch pass. Just don't even control it. Just send it to the next person.
For sure.
Warriors going to get the ball off a Bruins turnover. 24-23 lead for Arapahoe with 18 seconds to go. And a correction, we're going to stay with the Bruins. As Barnett will come back in. Leach will come out. And Gordon going to come in for Christensen. So trading some shooters with some, or setting out the size for some shooters rather. As Baldessari, she's made a three-pointer, a long 2, and she finishes. That was almost like a floater.
That was. We've seen some unique shots from the Bruins here tonight, but they've gotten them to fall, so I guess you'll take it.
Crisp with the long 2. Now the Bruins with 5 seconds left have a 1-point lead. Can it be larger? Three-pointer off the glass is no good, but the Bruins will go into the halftime break with a 1-point lead. It's 25-24 after 1 half here on CCSN. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And hi, everybody, welcome back inside the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium with Kel McDavid. Veteran Paris Cherry Creek leads 25-24 after one half. And Kel, it's exactly what we expected to happen. It's been back and forth. It's been close. It's been a game of turnovers, rebounding, and fouls. And right now, Cherry Creek just with the 1-point lead. And we talk about a lot with the boys' games. It's a story of will they be able to finish, especially in a game that no one's lead's really been bigger than 5.
Yeah, you know, this game is seemingly similar to the first time Creek and Arapahoe met, and it really came down to the last 3 minutes. And so definitely Bruins are going to hope that that does not happen again coming off of that loss. But two teams, very athletic, can definitely come out with this win easily.
Arapahoe particularly, and Cherry Creek eventually caught up, came out shooting very, very hot, especially from three-point land. What's going to happen in the second half, we find out next right here on CCSN. All right, half number 2, Bruins will begin with the ball. And Kel, I spy a McDonald's All-American in this gym. Her name's not Lauren Betts. I wonder, at those at home, can they figure out who it is? 2 McDonald's All-American nominees from Colorado this year.
I don't know if they're going to be able to figure it out. That's a hard.
We'll stay tuned. We'll talk about it at the end of the fourth quarter. Should be a household name, arguably. Out of bounds, Bruins ball. As Gordon is out there with Chambers, Barnett, and Baldessari to begin the second half. As Baldessari gets the inbound, she's trapped. Gordon goes to Chambers, and her pass is thrown away, intercepted by Sydney White, and then tipped away by Tiana Chambers, and Barnett's going to finish.
You know, we talked about at the beginning of this game, Sam Crisp has really long arms, can get in position to get lots of blocks, and Braylon Barnett knew that was coming. That was a great move there by her.
So the Bruins try to build a lead. I don't think they've had one bigger than 2 all game long. Their lead right now is 3. As White rolls off, gonna put a shot up. Travel called. It's going to say foul on the floor, but it was a travel. That's 2 times that the Warriors have finished really, really well down low, but had it taken away for a foul. As Chambers to Chambers, we'll go to Baldessari. And she's going to draw a foul.
Coach Evans telling his team pass fake, pass fake, pass fake, pass fake. And that's something that is important in every game, but especially if a team is playing zone. And this Arapahoe team tends to get lots of tips, can get in those passing lanes. It's so important to pass fake, try to get them off their feet or just out of position a little bit.
Gordon couldn't step, but got her pass off to Chambers, who will drop off for Chambers. Baldessari is the intended receiver of that pass, and the Bruins are able to pick up a foul. It's going to go on Baldessari. Her first foul of the game.
Yeah, you know, Ben, it's interesting because this Arapahoe team has changed so much over the years, and so has this Creek team. But it's always been this very similar matchups with these two teams. Passes are so important, and defense is so important. And then the offense will fall based on those 2 things, and that's something that we've seen from these teams.
Crisp was looking to pull up a 3. They settle for a 2-pointer, and it's by Abby Morgan. Bruins still with the 1-point lead, and can Barnett control? No, but Chambers will, and looking to pass outside. It's going to go out of bounds. Baldessari thought it might have been tipped by a Warrior, so she didn't go for it. So the Warriors down by 1. Every possession a big possession from here on out, Cal, and it's only the 3rd quarter. Here's Crisp to White, guarded by Gordon. As White had Thomas to her right, moves left, puts one up, and she's able to get it off the glass in between two Bruins.
Yeah, we've seen that happen a couple of times tonight. Both teams playing pretty well against pressure.
Chambers trying to get the lead right back, and Barnett's going to draw a foul, go back to the line. So Barnett went 0 for 2 on her first trip to the line. That was in the very beginning of the first quarter. And now she'll make one. Tied at 28. As Gordon will come out for Christensen. And Barnett will miss her second. And a battle for it. Chambers going to come away with it. Christensen. Back out, Baldessari for three. Just a little long. It's going for her second of the game, and it would have been huge. Wide open in the paint. Baldessari might have gone a hand on that as Abby Morgan was left wide open. Chambers with some nice handles. Gets it back. She looks for Christensen, back out. Baldessari, another three-point attempt, wide open. She misses her second in a row.
And we've seen as this Bruins offense can move the ball a little bit faster, it's helped them try to avoid those little tips by Arapahoe. The more that they held the ball or dribbled, kind of allowed Arapahoe to get in position and have those deflected passes.
So the Warriors will make some subs, but some picture-perfect passing on that last possession for the Bruins, and they finally got to the open person, just couldn't get the basket to go. As Sydney White gets a screen from Chris, doesn't take it. Backdoor, and Jasnicker will finish. It's Baldessari, goes to Chambers. Chambers gonna float it! And she's going to get called for the travel. No basket.
You know, some games it seems like it's all, one type of foul called or all a certain call. And today it's definitely been travels. And whether it's been travels or not, there's just been a lot of travels, and the refs are definitely looking for that. And those are little things that can make big differences in games.
And, Kel, is that something that a coach can say to an official, pregame, say, hey, we've seen this in film, you might want to look out for it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's – they probably can, whether or not the ref actually does it or not. Yeah, I mean, they can say whatever they want. But, yeah, I definitely think that it's something that coaches probably look for in games when they're watching film on other teams is what are little things that they're doing that, depending on the officiating staff, could get called a different way.
Ania Chambers will get 2 shots with a chance to tie. She'll make her first. She had 10 free throw attempts in the first contest, made just 3 of them. And here's her second. Won't go as Christensen was trying to get the board and she couldn't. And now the Bruins with some good pressure. And a foul is going to be called. I believe it's going to be on Chambers.
And those are plays where you just have to be kind of smart where you are. Bruins had 2 defenders on Arapahoe and definitely did not need to foul in that situation.
And a blocking foul called on the Bruins. Not much you can do about that, but Bruins will pick up 2 quick fouls just seconds apart. 3:43 to go, Arapahoe with the 1-point lead. As Emily Thomas, guarded by Baldessari, 3-point attempt from Smith. Hits it. 4-point lead for the Warriors. Chambers to Baldessari. So the Bruins have a zone coming against them. Long 2 doesn't go, falls right into the hands of Christensen. And the Bruins don't have a lot of movement going on. She'll get it to Chambers, and Coach Evans is going to take a 30-second time out. Kel, 4 points, pretty critical moment because you could keep it to a 1 or 2 possession game, but if you let up too many more, game's broken wide open.
Yeah, for sure. And we've seen both of these teams have kind of had different points in the game where they have had a little bit of a run. And so Coach Evans trying to break up Arapahoe's run right now, trying to get something going on the offensive side of the court for the Bruins.
After the Bruins grabbed that offensive rebound, and it was Kinsey Christensen, they didn't really have much going on offense, a lot of standing still. Coach Evans calls the timeout, and let's see if they can get a play out of this one and make it just a 1-possession game. 3:14 to go in the third quarter. And by the way, coming up right after this, we'll have the boys basketball game against Arapahoe. Still right here on CCSN. The boys trying to break up their losing streak as the girls try to make theirs 4. And could they play spoilers to Arapahoe, who's won 9 in a row? 3-pointer. Just going to roll out. Can the Bruins get it? They can. Christensen to Chambers for 3. And that was Barnett, rather. Chambers will grab the rebound. Now a 3. Tiana. Got it! 1-point game.
Bruins are not afraid to shoot the 3, and when they get hot, they can shoot really well.
33-32. As Crisp going to get it in the paint, and the Bruins are going to get a stop. Now after the calling the timeout, can the Bruins go on a run? And Sam Smith is going to check in at the next whistle. Chambers.
You can
go
see
for
this
it.
Arapahoe defense just flying all over the court, and it frazzles the Bruins offense. Obviously there as that pass.
And they force the Bruins to make a mistake. Sydney White will finish. 3-point game. Just about 2 to go in the third.
One of the things as the offensive team, when the defense is flying around, jumping all over the place, that's when you most have to stay composed and stay organized. And I think that's when it's the easiest for teams to do the exact opposite. So definitely going to try to clean it up on the offensive side for the Bruins as this Arapahoe team is playing really hard defense.
Turnaround shot. Barnett grabs her own rebound and can't get the second attempt to go. So the Bruins couldn't break the Warrior zone. As Emily Thomas gives off to Smith. Back out, Sam Crisp. As Warriors with some great ball movement. 3-pointer! Emily Thomas. 6-point game, their biggest lead of the game. Bruins have no one to inbound the ball. And that forces the Bruins to take a timeout. Had no one there for the inbound. 6-point game, and it was just a 1-point game a second ago, Kel.
Yeah, you know, we've seen this Bruins team make more substitutions and have just more rotation on their court, and we've seen players play multiple positions, but in situations like that, sometimes you can forget who's on the court with you and what your role is with that group.
Looks like Coach Evans has broken out the dry erase board. So the Bruins will try to close the gap before they enter the final frame. And Kel, the fans that are here, they're certainly getting some good entertainment on a Saturday afternoon, and a great game between the Bruins and the Warriors as always. And really, regardless of the sport, it could be soccer. They played each other 3 times last year. It could be football, where Arapahoe upset the Bruins this year, what's actually ended up being a good thing if you think about it. Arapahoe would love to take credit for beating the state champions, the 3-time defending state champions, but I think it might have fueled the Bruins back there in October, I think?
Yeah, that was October.
That was cold.
That was cold.
That was cold.
I remember that.
It's warmer today.
Yes.
And we get ready for some more snow coming in Tuesday night into Wednesday. Rumors of a snow day. Already getting louder here at Cherry Creek, but when isn't there a rumor of a snow day? What a finish, Braylon Barnett. And Coach Evans goes, look how easy that is. He's happy with that at the bench.
He probably drew up that exact play for them to run.
Look, it worked. I did that. Coaches love when the plays that they draw up work. 4-point game, just about 45 seconds to go. And a foul going to be called on the Bruins.
we've seen Kinsey Christensen and Sam Crisp battling it out there on the block, and sometimes you just don't get exactly the position you want. So,
Believe that's only her first.
yeah.
Simonson to Crisp. Crisp working on Christensen. Into the corner, three-pointer. Won't go, but the Warriors able to grab an offensive rebound. Here's White to Thomas. Back to White with 20 seconds to go. See if the Warriors take advantage of some time. As White stays with the ball, 7 seconds to go. White driving, and she's going to travel. Bruins get the ball back, 6 seconds to go. They had this opportunity, believe it was the end of the first.
Yeah, but it was about the same amount of time as well.
And Arapahoe have the ball to begin the fourth. If the Bruins could get some points, it would have been huge. They're going to go to the final frame of regulation with a 4-point deficit. We're going to take our final break of the game right here on CCSN. Welcome back inside the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium right here on CCSN. It's time for quarter number 4. And Arapahoe has the 38-34 lead. It's going to be a great finish. Offensive foul. Bruins will get the ball.
Yeah, you know, that's a great way to come out and start the fourth quarter for the Bruins. Definitely needed to get a defensive stop right there.
So the Bruins can't stop. Now can they capitalize? And we're going to have a stoppage.
I couldn't tell. I think it's something with the clock. I couldn't tell if they didn't stop it or if they did stop it.
See, just one possession? Yeah, that seems about right. Some more time on the clock for the Bruins. 12 seconds gone by. As it looks to be a 2-3 zone, Kel, but I don't really know zones either. As Johnson was open in the corner, Bruins are still going to be able to get 2, but man, she wanted that ball bad.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, you know, Ben, going back to the zone, I always remember Arapahoe playing tough defense, and they play, I think, sort of a matchup zone a little bit. So they're going to follow the kind of the middle person. So sometimes it looks like they're in a 2-3. Sometimes it looks like they're in a 1-2-2. Sometimes it's a 3-2. You never really know.
It almost looks like a box with Sam Crisp on whoever is around or in the paint, and everyone else is moving kind of around Sam Crisp.
Yeah, definitely a unique defense, but they're good at it and know how to play against teams and use their assets.
Malcolm back out for Crisp. Crisp guarded well by Christensen. We'll come to the near side quarter for Thomas. That was the far side, rather. Thomas goes cross court. Sam Smith was there, and the Bruins are going to get the ball. Sam Smith made a good play with some contact with Maddie Malcolm, and Malcolm just lost the ball.
Yeah, you know, I'm really liking this matchup between Kinsey and Sam. They're both very talented players, both athletic, can handle the ball, can shoot, and I think they're playing very well against each other.
And Sam has a little bit of size on Kinsey, but Kinsey's shown that she's up for the challenge.
For sure. She's used to playing against girls that are taller than her and bigger than her, and she's doing a great job with that tonight. Maria
Johnson now. 2-pointer, tie game. So the Bruins, after opening the quarter with a 4-point deficit, going a quick 4-0 run. 3-pointer.
And the Bruins get a stop, and they're able to get the rebound. Can they extend this little run that they went on? And no, as Chambers was met by the rim. And now the Warriors will get their first bucket of the fourth at Sydney White. And Sam Smith will go to Christensen. Chambers has it. Warriors all over her. Smith goes back out for Christensen, who's got crisp on her, to Sam Smith, was open. Three-pointer, yes! Bruins take their first lead of the fourth. Maria Johnson.
We've really seen this Bruins offense just playing well, moving the ball well, and they've gotten rewarded for that.
As Chris behind the arc, moves it to her right. Three-pointer off a screen. And the Warriors can't match the Bruins. As here's Christensen, she loves that spot.
She does, she
right
always
on the
finds
baseline.
herself in that spot.
And the Warriors are gonna take a full timeout. Bruins outscoring the Warriors by 7 to begin the fourth quarter.
Huge, huge run there. Some big defensive stops prevented the Warriors from converting some of those easy shots, and they were hitting their shots on the offensive side as well.
A 9-2 run for the Bruins opens up the fourth quarter. Now they have the three-point lead, and this is the time when Arapahoe had this lead. We said we don't want it to get bigger. This is the time for the Bruins to try to extend this lead. And really, if they can get it up to 8 with anywhere around 2 or 3 minutes to go, they should be okay.
Yeah, for sure. We don't even see Arapahoe's coach really even talking to his team, just really trying to stop the Bruins. And we talk about that a lot in volleyball, where a coach will call a timeout when a team is serving and on a serving run, just to kind of try to break it up, get them in their heads, and hopefully the Bruins can come out and kind of combat that, not let this timeout kill their momentum.
Coach Evans is drawing something over there. Arapahoe definitely took that break to try to break up what Cherry Creek had going, take a little bit of a rest. But Kel, if the Bruins are going to keep shooting well from 3, you can't ice.
It's true.
Just over 5 minutes to go. The Bruins have a 3-point lead over Arapahoe in a big game in terms of league standings. And Arapahoe's going to draw a foul. They'll get to go to the line for the first time in the quarter. Emily Thomas will go to the line. Will miss her first. 1 for 2 in the first game against the Bruins at home for Arapahoe. Here comes her second. She gets it to go. 2-point game. Kel, think about how much time this game has been in a 1 or 2 possession game for either team.
Yeah, I would say the majority of it.
I would say over 90% of this game.
Yeah, and we just saw that Arapahoe is now in the bonus, so Bruins definitely going to try to limit their fouls.
Now the Bruins are able to draw a foul. It's going to be the 5th of the half for the Warriors, so 1 more, and the Bruins will be in the bonus. And it comes for Barnett to Christensen. Oh, and a rejection. Chambers was trying to finish. Crisp, with only players trailing behind her, finishes, and now we're tied at 43.
We've seen Sam Crisp kind of sneak out a little bit on some of those possessions where the Bruins will shoot and she's not in rebound position, and she will go and run the court because she knows that if she even takes half a second head start, she's going to beat the whole defense down the floor.
Johnson went to Chambers as the Warriors have moved back to man-to-man defense. Chambers didn't use the screen. And Johnson draws a foul. And Sydney White just stands there confused. So both teams get to be in the bonus from here on out. We talked about the importance of free throws pregame. Let's see if it proves to be true. So it was almost a giveaway from the Bruins. They have the ball tied at 43. Johnson to Chambers, looking for Barnett. She sizes up her man, back out for Chambers. Bruins continue to go around the arc. Chambers doesn't use a screen. Christensen back to Chambers. And Chambers in the paint. Tiana can't finish. Fast break, and Crisp will stop. The Arapahoes are able to catch up and draw a foul, so they'll go to the line with a chance to take the lead. 3:30 even left to go. White is at the line. 3:34 to go, and it looks like Baldessari's going to check in. First one short. As Baldessari's going to come in for Tiana Chambers, who's been running the point for a majority of this game. As White with her second attempt. The junior goes 0 for 2. We stay tied at 43. And the Bruins draw another foul. Team's 7th foul. Scoreboard here in Kirby Lyles is 6. But nonetheless, the Bruins are going to shoot the 1-and-1.
With both the teams in the bonus, I think that still tied, I don't know what you do as, I mean, obviously you're going to try to play your best hard defense because you don't want to give up points, but you also have to be so mindful of giving up fouls, and ultimately you kind of have to decide where you can have those moments where maybe you give up one or the other, but definitely going to try to limit fouls for both teams and continue to play hard and make things happen on the offensive side.
Chambers missed the front of a 1-and-1, but the Bruins got the rebound. And Crisp goes to the floor as Baldessari put her there. Here's Chambers in the paint, around, but she's going to draw the foul. She'll get to shoot 2. Tie game with just over 3 minutes to go. As Ania Chambers is going to head to the free throw line for the Bruins.
And I think we need to stop talking about free throws at the beginning of games, because every time we talk about it, the game ends up being lots of fouls, ending in free throws, and having it be a very close game. So I think we need to stop talking about them at the beginning of games.
I think you're right, Kel. I tried to convince the viewers that the announcer's curse wasn't real when Baldessari made a three-pointer, but 39% three-point shooter is Ania Chambers on this season. She gets the second to go. Bruins have a 1-point lead. And back in comes Tiana Chambers. I think she just got a little bit of rest. And Baldessari will come back out. By the way, the answer to the McDonald's All-American question was Reagan Beers of Valor Christian, just a few rows behind us. But congratulations to her and Lauren Betts, both going to the All-American game. And foul could be called on Bruins as Maria Johnson, who's known around here as an aggressive defender, gets called.
Coach Evans upset about that one. Just not a necessary situation to foul. They're not in a spot where they need to foul on that play.
I think the only good part there is that it's only going to be a 1-and-1.
Unless she makes
I think,
the front end.
Kel, I think I'm gonna go home. Baldessari will come back in for Christensen. Tied at 44. There you go. 1-and-1. Perfect. Perfect. Tied at 44, under 3 to go now. As Chambers has Johnson in the corner. She wants the 3. She takes it. It goes long.
Almost too wide open there.
Baldessari grabbed the board. I think she was a little excited. Might have been that adrenaline. Three-pointer from Baldessari won't go. And the Bruins draw a foul. Some good work down low from Braylon Barnett. She'll get to go to the line, and Christensen's going to come back in. Second foul on Sam Crisp.
Number 24, Braylon Barnett at the line for the Bruins, shooting 2.
Barnett's going to get to shoot 2. Can't get the first to go. The gym goes absolutely silent for these free throws now. As Christensen comes back in, Abby Morgan comes back in. Second free throw is upcoming for Ania Chambers. Excuse me, Braylon Barnett. That was close. 24 or 25. Can't get the second to go. Bruins box out. Out of bounds on the Warriors.
That's always a great situation when you can get an offensive rebound or get the ball after your team shoots a free throw. Those are hard situations because the other team has 4 people and you only have 2 in the lane, but definitely a good situation there for the Bruins.
The Bruins want to make sure they get the ball in the right way in a tie game with 2.5 minutes to go. So Coach Evans is going to call a timeout. I'm sure he's drawing an inbound play. And wow, Kel, think about a better way to start your Saturday afternoon, and it's not even halfway done.
Yeah, you know, I was expecting this game to be close. I don't know that I was expecting it to be this close the entire time, and it has definitely just been back and forth, back and forth. Only 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. I don't know what to expect here in the rest of this game.
2:31. Possession is going to be, I want to say, more important right now than ever, but it's been important all game long. The biggest lead of the game was 6 for the Warriors. It has been close the entire way, and we have a great finish coming up. The Bruins will have the ball with 2:31 to go. Tied at 44, and you know what? With the score tied at 44, I think the matchup Kinsey Christensen, Sam Crisp is going to be so important. There's a pair of 44s.
I didn't even notice that, Ben.
I'm proud of that one. I'm proud of that one. It's Christensen to inbound. And they get it into Barnett. Yes! Gets the floater to go. 2-point lead for the Bruins. As Abby Morgan gets it out for Sydney White. As White comes to Thomas, guarded by Barnett. So it comes to White. Now over for Smith. Smith can't finish. Loose ball, out of bounds, Warriors ball.
2 Bruins players both trying to go for that ball and ended up working against them a little bit, but Arapahoe will take a timeout.
Kel, I want to hit on this because Reagan just showed me. We all thought, and especially when this broadcast started, we learned during the boys JV game, Tom Brady was done. Tom Brady's done. We talked a lot about football on Bruins Take this week, which, by the way, ahead of the playoff games tomorrow, make sure you go head over to the YouTube page and watch that special because it was awesome. Apparently Tom Brady's not done. He called the GM of the Bucs to say, hey, haven't made up my mind. Someone's going to get in trouble for leaking something.
Interesting.
We all thought he was done. It's the #1 worldwide trend on the internet.
And here we are with less than 2 minutes left in this game.
What is happening?
And there's professional football news.
It's madness on Saturday. Under 2 minutes to go. The Bruins have a 2-point lead, and Tom Brady isn't done. Oh, my goodness. Sydney White with the ball for the Warriors, guarded by Chambers. Chambers guarding her very aggressively. 5-second violation. Bruins ball. Baldessari is going to come back in.
Looks like Coach Evans is doing a little bit of an offensive or defensive rotation here with Christensen and Baldessari trying to get shooters on the court and just take advantage of any offensive opportunities that they can.
Under 2 minutes to go. Baldessari, long 2. Couldn't get it to go. Sam Crisp looked like she wanted to race up court. She slows down, and Christensen's going to get ready to check back in when she can. As Chris set the screen into the corner, 3-pointer just rolls out. And Chambers knocks the rebound free, gets it for the Bruins.
That's a pretty big rebound there. Just a minute left. If Arapahoe had gotten another opportunity at that shot, could have easily tied it back up. Bruins still have a 2-point lead, though.
1 minute to go, now under that 57 seconds. Not sure if the foul was intentional or not because it's just a one-possession game. But also, and I would argue unethically, the Bruins could hold on to the ball for the final minute and the game could be over.
Yeah, you know, Coach Evans has been someone that's argued a lot for the shot clock at the high school level. Curious what he would want in this situation.
Chambers gets her first. Now the Bruins in the double bonus. 3-point game, and now Tiana Chambers can make it 4. And we talked about the importance of free throws pregame. Here it is, make it a 4-point game. They can't. Sam Crisp will grab the rebound. One possession game. So we hit the 52nd point in the 4th. Warriors need a basket. Here's a 3. It goes long as Johnson battling for it. And Coach Evans called a timeout. Arapahoe saying the Bruins didn't have possession of the ball. It doesn't matter. You can't call this back now.
It could have almost been a jump ball.
I would love to know what the officials are discussing here because there's really nothing you can do after that call. And the Arapahoe coaching staff is livid. Ball was arguably loose. And now the officials have something to inform Coach Evans. You can see that. There you go. So the official has joined the huddle. So what's the situation?
I think that what they ended up doing is calling it a jump
ball. Bruins have the possession arrow, though. And Charlie Gordon checking back into the game. She hasn't been out here much in the second half. Big-time players and big-time moments, and here comes Charlie Gordon. One of the last players on this team to play with the players who won the state championship in 2019, and Charlie Gordon knows what big moments are like.
Yeah, you know, Charlie and Kinsey are the only 2 people still on this team that were on varsity during their freshman year in that game. State championship, they've seen big moments and know how to finish out games like this. So definitely Coach Evans trying to put someone in that he knew would be composed in that situation.
And I have the honor to be standing next to the 3rd member of that team. So Nia Chambers at the line for the Bruins in a 3-point game. As subs will come on for both sides. Maria Johnson's going to come in. Looks like Gordon just popped out. Just under 40 seconds to go. Chambers will have 2. Gets the first. Kylie Smith will check into the game. For who is the question? Braylon Barnett. I wonder why you trade size there, Kel, because you know you're about to go back on defense.
Maybe he's thinking Kinsey's got Sam Crisp and he wants more speed on the court. Defensive-minded players.
Sam Smith's going to come in. So here's a lot of defensive players now. 5-point game, 38.6 to go.
He knows Coach Evans telling his players to keep these players out, to keep Arapahoe out, to get up on their man.
And timeout on the floor for the Warriors. Break it all down, Kel. What are the coaches telling their players right now?
You know, I'm sure Coach Evans is telling his team there's no need to foul, but play tough defense. They just can't give up at this point, really give up a 3. They don't need to foul on any plays, trying to limit the drives to the basket, but just don't want to give up any easy points, limit their turnovers if they get the ball back. I'm sure Arapahoe coach is going to try to draw up something for his team to run against this Creek defense.
The Warriors are on a 9-game winning streak. It dates back to December 20th. They haven't lost a game in just over a month. They haven't lost a game in the Centennial League. They're on top of the league standings at 4-0. This could be their first loss in over a month and their first league loss of the season. 34 seconds to go as the Bruins try to win their 4th in a row.
5-point lead. I think that the Bruins just need to come out and play how they've been playing this whole game, not get too frazzled, and just stay composed. If they get the ball back, really not force anything. I think if they can get this ball back, they should be able to hold it and just play smart defense and offense. You know Arapahoe's going to put pressure on them and not just let them hold it for the rest of the game.
Here we go, the final 34 seconds, 1 timeout aside remains. Warriors down by 5. As here we go, Smith puts up a 3, draws the foul. She'll get to shoot 3.
I definitely think there could have been a foul. I wasn't in position to see that, but there definitely might have been some acting in that situation as well. Arapahoe knows that they need points here, and they're going to do what they can to get that. Bruins are going to need to play defense smart because they have to know that Arapahoe is going to be trying to play aggressive on offense.
3 free throws coming up for Gianna Smith. Got her first. Smith on the season, 71% from the line. Makes her second, has the second most attempts behind Sam Crisp on this team. She's just a freshman, Kel. 3-point game, she's gonna try to make it 2 as Gordon comes back into the game. Got the third. 2-point game with 28 seconds to go. Can the Bruins inbound? They do. And they draw a foul. As the Bruins get to send their best free throw shooter to the line. That's Tiana Chambers.
The Bruins have to know right now that even if they get the ball back in their possession, Arapahoe is not going to let them take more than a couple seconds off the clock without fouling them or causing a turnover. So definitely going to see I think we're going to see lots of back and forth right here the last 26 seconds.
Chambers, 75% on the season. Has shot more free throws than the next Bruin by over 20. Makes 2. 4-point game as Coach Evan instructs the Bruins to get back on defense.
Just can't give up a 3-point shot here.
No 3-point shot, no foul. As Stark gives to Crisp. Sam Crisp guarded by Christensen. Goes back to Thomas. She'll lay it in. 2-point game, 10 seconds to go. Timeout, Arapahoe. They used their final timeout in a 2-point game, under 10 seconds to go. Tell me a better way to spend a Saturday afternoon.
You know, Ben, this whole season, every game that we've commented has almost ended up really close. And I don't know about that. It makes my heart beat a little too fast for this. But they have to be, only two-point game. Both these teams know that they could come away with it, and it's not even close to over yet. Coach Evans going to try to draw up a play. You know Arapahoe's going to be putting a ton of defensive pressure on this team.
This inbound for Cherry Creek, crucial to get it in. And the Warriors may foul. So it really is important on who the Bruins get it into. Looks like Gordon, Chambers, Baldessari, Barnett, and Johnson will be the 5 for the Bruins coming out of this timeout. As Coach Evans drawing up the inbound play.
Got 5 seconds to throw it in. Whoever's throwing it in can run the baseline. Just trying to get Arapahoe, any person to get off of their man. They're going to throw it to them. Try to set some screens, get somebody open.
10.2. They put a couple more seconds on the clock. Gordon's going to be the one to inbound, and you said it, Kel. She can run that baseline as much as she wants. She has Gianna Smith, the freshman, guarding her. The Bruins turn it over. 6 to go. And the Bruins get called with a foul. Oh, no. 2 2 shots coming up for the Warriors. Maddie Malcolm, the senior, is going to be the one at the line. 2 shots to tie it with 5.6 to go. Got the first. Kinsey Christensen will come back in. As Johnson is the one to come out. As the Bruins shuffle. Who's going to be in charge of the rebound? Maddie Malcolm. Misses her second. Ball's loose. Bruins get the rebound. Jump ball. It's Warriors ball. Warriors will have the ball with 2 seconds to go. Down by 1. It comes down to one final play. Johnson's going to come in. Smitch is going to come in as Gordon will come out. Joined by Barnett. Maddie Malcolm will pass it in from the baseline. 51-50. 2 seconds to go. And it comes into the bait. Clock starts. No shot off. The Bruins will win it. The 9-game winning streak is snapped. And the Bruins win their 4th in a row.
That game is a huge win for the Bruins. Came out, played probably their best game of the season, knew what they had to do to beat this team, and played well. Used some of their assets, their size, and you saw Coach Evans subbing so much there at the end of the game, trying to put the best defensive players, the best shooters, use his team's assets to their advantage.
Kel, one of the biggest games for that program in this gym in years. Dare I say years. A 1-point victory over Arapahoe on this spectacular Saturday afternoon, and we're not even done.
Nope.
Boys are coming up. Just about 10 minutes. Kel will stay on the call. She'll be joined by William, who got some rest after the JV game, but what a win for the girls program. A 51-50 final over the Warriors.
Wow.
They've got a big week coming up. Mullen and Grandview the next 2 games, both at home. Grandview will be live on CCSN. Someone will have coverage of the Mullen game. I think it's probably me.
Yeah, you know, coming off of a win like this to those 2 games, the Bruins just have to have confidence going into those games and play their style of basketball and remember how they beat this team. And it's definitely going to be some close games this week. Creek beat Mullen by a lot the last time they played them, lost to Grandview, but it's a huge week for the Bruins coming off this win.
The Bruins get their 4th win in a row. They go to 11-5 on the season, 4-2 in league play. Hand Arapahoe their first loss. And now, with my math, the Centennial League is up for grabs, Kel, is what we're trying to say. And what a win for this program. That can really get some things going in terms of momentum.
For sure. I think we'll definitely see a lot of movement in this league. We talked about it early in the season even. Those league rankings were shifting all over the place. Arapahoe has yet to play Grandview, and we were just talking about this before the game. They'll play them 2 times pretty close back-to-back towards the end of the season, and so that could upset rankings as well. So definitely a lot of movement that we could see in the next few weeks as this regular season comes to a close.
It's the Centennial League. It's the best conference in Colorado. We got the boys coming up next here on CCSN.
All right, hello and welcome to the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium. I'm William McDavid, joined today by Kel McDavid, and we have a good one here today as the Arapahoe Warriors take on the Cherry Creek Bruins.
Yeah, you know, we just saw the girls beat the Arapahoe Warriors 51-50, super close game. I think we could see another close game here with the Warriors and the Bruins on the boys' side. Both teams have a similar record for league play. Warriors are 4-3, Bruins are 3-4 in the league. Arapahoe beat Creek last time they matched up, but definitely could see a good game here this afternoon.
Yeah, we look forward to it. So we are going to send it down to the court for our national anthem and introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kirby Lyle Gymnasium for today's basketball game between the visiting Arapahoe Warriors and your Cherry Creek Bruins. Fans at this time, please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Warriors are led by head coach Joe Blackburn. For reserves for Orange Cherry Bruins, number 1, Matthew Lee. Number 2, Jordan Allen. Number 3, Shaq Serko. Number 12, Donnie Condon. Number 13, Charlie Eichler. Number 21, Dominic Cesario Scott. Number 23, Jermaine Huddleston. And number 24, Cooper Veronic. Starting today for your Cherry Creek Bruins, number 0, Carrie Booth. Number 4, Blake Purchase. Number 5, Remington Larson. Number 10, Asher Massacre. And number 11, Trayvon Chambers. Your Bruins are led by head coach Kent Turner.
All right, and there we have it as we get started here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. And This should definitely be a good game. As you mentioned, we've seen these teams face off earlier in the league play this year, and Arapahoe won 61-45, but I think this is going to be a very competitive game here today.
Yeah, you know, we've seen the Bruins have a little bit of a losing streak here, trying to turn that around this afternoon. Definitely trying to play well and against this good Arapahoe team.
All right, so Blake Purchase will take the tip here. We have the normal starting 5 back after Blake was at a recruiting trip. And nice pass there by Chambers to Booth, and that's the way to get a game started right there.
Yeah, you know, we've seen this team come out and not be afraid to shoot, so definitely good to see this team come out and have confidence on the offensive side of the ball.
Warriors trying to get the ball moving a little bit. And nice take there by number 22, Kyle Sweeney. And I think attacking the basket is going to be big today. Both these teams are very skilled, and I think, you know, whoever can attack the basket is going to be successful.
This Arapahoe team is going to put a ton of pressure on the Bruins offense. We saw that even in the girls' game, the Arapahoe team was pressing the entire game almost, and definitely just putting a lot of pressure on the Bruins offense. So we'll see that here as well. Obviously, Arapahoe was successful there.
Yeah, they got Blake Purchase on the travel, so Arapahoe will be moving the ball around on offense. And that there is number 20, Chase Diagonisto. Excuse me. Chase Diagonisto, and I apologize for mispronunciations. Creek trying to get the ball moving. Into Knopfsinger, and he gets the finish.
And he got a haircut since our last game.
Yeah, he's probably feeling a little bit lighter today. Warriors trying to move the ball. And I think both teams this year have struggled with patience on the offensive side, so I think if we can see a lot of patience from both teams, that'll be a critical thing in this game.
And ball movement. Both these teams play aggressive defense, so moving the ball is going to be so important for them.
So they are going to get number 10, Asher Knopfsinger, on the foul. So the Warriors will take it out of bounds. And, you know, I think these fouls are also going to be a big thing here for these teams today, because as we've seen in some of the previous games today, it can get down to the wire, and those penalties can really, you know, make it hard to stay out of the foul trouble.
For sure, and you can give up a lot of points at the end of the game for that with free throws, and we saw in the girls' game right before this how big of a factor that was. I told Ben Paris right at the end of the girls' game that I wasn't going to talk about fouls and free throws because that's what all the games has ended up with, so yeah. Already broke that streak, I guess.
So Knopfsinger with the block there after Booth's nice shot on the offensive end, and Purchase goes up and he will get fouled. That one is going to be on number 12, Miles McGongle. And Purchase makes his first. And he drills the second. Nice job there by Purchase. Booth on the defense. Nice job here by both teams. I don't feel like we've seen a ton of middle penetration so far, which definitely is a big factor on the defensive end if you can stay away from that. So they will get the Warriors on the travel.
You can hear the Arapahoe coach yelling, ball pressure, and we know that they're going to try to trap in those short corners, or trap in the corners, and really try to put a lot of pressure on this Bruins offense.
And nice shot there by Purchase. And you're right. They're doing a little bit of a 2-1-2 press there. It's not necessarily full court, but kind of a 3/4 court. And, you know, if the offense, can break that, I think they're going to have a lot of success because it does leave certain areas of the floor open.
For sure, and we have seen the Bruins be pressed quite a bit throughout the season, so they've had some experience with this. Obviously, have played Arapahoe already, kind of had to know this was coming. So we'll see what they do to try to break this press this game.
So in for the Bruins for the first time today, number 21, Dominic Cesario-Scott. After Knopfsinger will come out of the game. And kind of a deep bomb there for the Warriors to get the ball in. And nice shot there by D'Agostino. And that will give us a timeout by the Warriors, I believe.
And, you know, we've seen these teams both come out and be not afraid to shoot the three. No huge three-pointers for the Bruins yet this game, but we've seen that throughout the season. And they are not afraid to shoot, not afraid to drive to the basket. So definitely lots of offensive options for both of these teams.
Okay, so with about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first quarter, the Bruins are leading over the Warriors 10-7, and you know, we haven't seen a whole lot of offense so far, and I think that can mostly be attributed to the defense we're seeing.
For sure, and I think we talked about it in the girls' game. We've talked about it throughout the season. Defense turns into offense for this team, and they're defensively a very strong team, and any defensive stops they can get most of the time turn into points for them on the offensive side of the court.
And during the timeout, Matthew Lee for the Bruins checked into the game. And we've seen him as a threat as a shooter so far this year. And there you have it right there. On cue, Matthew Lee with the nice corner three.
I think he got some new shoes.
Yes, it looks like it. Very vibrant on the court. And the Warriors' shot will not go, but they are able to get their own rebound. And they're going to call a foul on the ground on Matthew Lee.
Yeah, you know, those second chance opportunities are really plays that are big time plays. Like we saw there, Arapahoe got their own rebound and caused Creek to foul there. So either you can get points, extra second chance opportunities, or get a foul, or just really getting those offensive rebounds is a huge deal, and Creek let up another one right there.
And that one there, number 24, Quentin Gardner. And you're right, we see it right there. You know, they give up a foul and then a three-point shot, and, you know, it's those second chance opportunities, and whenever they can limit those, they're going to be much more successful. Cesario-Scott tried to put it up, gets his own rebound, goes again. Not able to get that one to go. Warriors running up the court. And a big skip pass there. And that shot by number 4, Cole Hansen, will go.
This game has been a bit of a track meet so far. We've seen these guys flying all over the court. Both teams are jumping all over the place. And just, it's hard to play offense and defense like that the entire game. So we'll see what these teams do, because they're going to have to make an adjustment or else they're going to give up a lot of points.
Chambers with the little step back, can't get that one to go. Purchase with the nice save there. That was pretty impressive. He had some good hang time there. Booth for three. It's a little bit short. Warriors have the rebound. And you're right, the Warriors have really been pushing the ball, as has Creek. And I think this is definitely going to be a big factor in this game. Who can continue to run down the court and get stops on defense? And that one was number 14, Charlie Eckhart, on the basket. And we're seeing the Warriors get more into their full court to 2-1-2.
Yeah, you know, and on the defensive side there, as the Bruins are playing hard on defense and Arapahoe is driving more to the basket, they have to figure out how to box out and find their man to box out, because otherwise they're going to give up so many rebounds, and you know that Arapahoe is going to take advantage of that second shot.
So Booth is fouled by number 14, Charlie Eckhart, and he will go to the line. And he drills the first one in for the Bruins, number 24, Cooper Baronic. And Booth makes the second, so in for him will be number 12, Donnie Condon.
We've seen Coach Zertinger subbing a little bit more this season, trying to rotate his players, keep them fresh off the bench, and definitely doing a little bit more rotations as his team comes out in a press there.
And that there on the shot was number 12, Miles McDonald. And they'll get Cooper Baronic on the foul.
Number 12, Jackson Adams at the line of the Warriors shooting 2.
And McMognile misses the first one. And he misses the second one, but the Warriors are able to get the rebound. And a deep three will not go. Chambers will get the rebound, and the Bruins are off and running.
I think the Creek student section gets to take credit for those 2 missed free throws there.
Yeah, I love to see the student section on a Saturday. You know, it's hard to come out here in the middle of your Saturday and support your Bruins, but we're seeing that, and it's fun to watch. It's a nice take there by Trayvon Chambers, and he hung up in the air a long time for that one, too. Nice finish on contact. And they are going to get Cesario Scott, I believe. Or they might have gotten Matthew Lee. I wasn't quite sure on the number there.
Number 12, Jackson Adams at the line for the Warriors shooting 2. And for the Bruins, number 5, Remington Royson. And for the Warriors, number 22, Kyle Swing.
And that shot will not go. So Bruins have the ball with about 50 seconds left here in this first quarter. And they're going to get Baronic on the foul.
I think they called a travel.
Excuse me, thank you.
But definitely some big turnovers by both of these teams, some sloppy basketball that we've seen. A couple of great plays, but a couple of plays that have definitely just been a little bit sloppier. Some big turnovers, a 2-point game, so turnovers are definitely not great thing right now. Having possession of the ball is very valuable.
Deep shot there. No good. Condon fighting for the rebound, and he will get it. And I believe they're going to call the foul.
That foul will go on number 4, Cole Hanson, his first team quarter. And going from number 0, Carrie Booth.
So in for the Bruins, number 0, Carrie Booth. And we have about 19 seconds left here in this first quarter. Lee bringing it up the court. Condon with the drive. Nice dish to Larson, and Larson with the finish.
That was a great cut there by Remington Larson to finish out the first quarter. And Bruins offense definitely trying to get a lot happening on the offensive side of the court, putting a lot of pressure on Arapahoe on defense. Arapahoe putting a lot of pressure on the Bruins offense. So just a fast-paced game so far.
So at the end of one, it will be 19-15, Bruins over Warriors. And I'd say this is definitely a better start here for the Bruins than their last matchup. And, I think it's just sustaining that energy today.
We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back.
All right, so we are back here in the Kirby Lyle Gymnasium, and the Warriors have the ball, getting it in. And definitely going to be a pivotal quarter here for both teams. I think either team can pull away here. So definitely going to be a big quarter going into half.
For sure, and we see the Bruins putting a lot of pressure again on this Arapahoe offense, trying to create some defensive turnovers.
Henry with the ball. He backs Cesario Scott down, but Scott gets a hand on it, and Chambers is off to the races. He kicks it out to Booth. Booth with the pump fake, and the three. Can't get that one to go. Warriors get the rebound. Wow, and that was an incredibly athletic play there by Purchase. He elevated and found the ball. I mean, that's something you see from like some really good DBs in the NFL. So that was an impressive play there for Purchase.
And that's where this Bruins team, you can just see their athleticism. These guys are really good athletes, whether it's on the basketball court, football field, or elsewhere.
And Henry can't get that one to fall. Cesario Scott playing nice defense on him. And Bruins just continuing to try to get something happening on offense. Purchase wants the little mismatch here. He takes it inside. Nice little dish off to Larson. And we have three guys that ended up on the ground on that play and a whistle. I'm not quite sure who they called it on.
I think that they called that on Blake Purchase. And the interesting thing that we've seen this season, and we've seen Blake get a couple of fouls like that where he's just such a powerful athlete that I think he gets off the ground and sometimes doesn't have anywhere to land. And if he hits somebody, they're gonna fall over. So I think that we've seen that a couple of times this season from Blake, and I don't think they're necessarily intentional fouls, but fouls he doesn't want to give up for sure.
And a little miscommunication there by the Bruins left a Warrior wide open, but they are able to get the rebound and pushing the ball up the court. Chambers with the nice take and finish. And those ones are tough sometimes when you got to finish with your opposite hand, but he did a nice job there. And it looks like they're going to get number 11, Trayvon Chambers, on the foul. And ever since he came in, we've seen Cass Henry really working hard down there in the post. And, you know, I'll be curious to see if they continue to sustain that throughout the rest of this game because, you know, Cesario Scott's doing a good job on him, but that's a tough thing to guard. So Henry makes the first. And he misses the second one long, but the Warriors get the rebound. A little trap there in the corner. Nice D by Larson. And looks like they're going to get Larson on the hold.
Looks like they got a little bit tangled up there at the end of that play. So
yeah, sometimes some of those plays right under the basket are tricky because both guys are going up for the ball or for the finish in the offensive case, and you know it's tough to not get a little bit of contact down there. But Sweeney's first will go. And the second one rims out. And I think both teams here are shooting about 50% from the free throw line.
yeah, it doesn't seem like either team is being super successful from the free throw line, and they've definitely had lots of opportunities there. So there could be a couple of points that they might get back later in this game as they continue to tighten up those free throws a little bit.
And Warriors pushing up the court. Henry is able to finish the layup on the nice cut. And here we go. The Warriors are back into their full court press. And middle to Cesario Scott, who kicks it out to Booth. And, you know, in these zones, if you can get the ball middle, that is where you're going to make your money. Cesario Scott with the layup. Larson got the rebound and is able to finish the and one. And Larson has been working down there for the boards, so you love to see him get rewarded for that.
For sure, especially as a guard, if you can be a player that can get a lot of rebounds, that's something that's a huge deal. You know, usually teams, a lot of times people will think that, oh, only the bigs should get the rebounds, and if the guards can get in there and get some of those rebounds, they have a great opportunity to be a huge, huge rebounder and make things happen for their team.
And Larson will hit it. During the free throw, Asher Knopfziger checked in for Cesario Scott, and we'll get to see how he handles Cass Henry. And they're going to get the Warriors on the travel.
We saw a lot of travels in the girls' game as well, so definitely something these refs are looking for is travels, and both teams have had a few already this game.
Purchase tried to snake it in there to Knopfziger. And Booth will take the deep three, and it just rims out. And, you know, we've seen him hit a couple of those this season, and that's definitely a threat that he's able to use in some of these games.
And I don't think we've seen him hit one yet today, but he's definitely not afraid to shoot, and when he gets hot, he will definitely make those shots.
And the Warriors get their rebound, but Chambers is able to get the second shot. Knopfziger will run up the court, and he will not make it. Kind of a little frenzy for the ball there. Warriors now have a 2-on-2 situation. And and they're going to get number 24, Quentin Gardner, for the charge. Nice job there by Knopfziger to stand in there and take that one.
For sure, that's a hard thing to do, to get your feet set and get in the right spot on defense. You know the guy is just charging right at you. Get your feet set and take the charge. That was a great play there by Asher.
Yeah, and you know, those are big time plays too, especially on charges, because it makes the offense think twice about driving the ball next time, and it opens up more opportunities. And Booth with the nice rebound, can't get that one to fall. Purchase diving on the ball. And I think they're going to call the foul on number 12, Jackson Adams. So Larson will take the ball out of bounds. And, you know, some of those loose ball plays are kind of scary for the athletes because you got guys diving around on the ground, and, you know, you never want anyone to get rolled up on or anything.
This Arapahoe defense definitely putting a lot of pressure on the Bruins, trying to get in those passing lanes, not let the Bruins move the ball, because we've seen once they can get the ball moving around the court, it opens up a lot of opportunities for them.
Yeah, and one of the things we're noticing is they're switching most screens, so it's definitely leaving some matches available for the Bruins. And Chambers is going to get called for goaltending on that one. And I think he was just trying to grab the ball right off the rim there, but he unfortunately ended up grabbing the rim. I don't know if it made that much of a difference. That one looked like it was going to go anyways. Warriors doing a little bit of a trap action here. And, you know, one of the interesting things about when a team runs a trap is, for the most part, there's always one guy open. And I think if you can just be patient and find that guy, you're going to get good shots.
For sure.
So the Warriors pushing the ball up the court. And they're going to get Eckhart on the travel. And in for the Bruins, number 12, Donnie Condon. So with about 2.5 minutes left here in this first half, the Bruins are up by 3. And, you know, we've seen some good basketball here so far. Definitely a defensive heavy game. And just like that, the Warriors get the steal. And they're going to get number 2, Marshall Geller, on the double dribble.
Yeah, you know, both teams having some sloppy turnovers here, definitely going to try to clean that up the next half. But Arapahoe's defense is putting a lot of pressure on the Bruins. And like we were talking about trapping, they're not trapping necessarily specific spots, but just trying to take advantages of any opportunities they can to put more pressure on this Bruins offense.
Chambers for 3. And Larson with another rebound, and he gets that one to fall. And Larson is working really hard, and it is paying off for him in this first half. And they're going to get number 20, Chase D'Agostino, on the offensive.
Yeah, you know, the Bruins have had a little bit of trouble hitting threes this game. They've taken a lot and have not made that many, but have used those and gotten rebounds to get those second chance opportunities, and that's where most of their points have come from.
And Bruins have not had too much trouble with the full court press here so far. It looks like they're going to get the hold here on Geller. So Cesario Scott will go to the line. Both teams are in the bonus. And, you know, this will be something in the second half I think both teams want to watch. Lots of fouls have been called, and, you know, they're going to want to make sure that they bring that down as we get towards the end of the game. And that shot no good from the Warriors. Chambers pushing the ball down the court. He takes a little jumper and he drills it. And, you know, that's a nice little shot there for Chambers. He can get the defense on its heels and throw that one up. And Warriors with the rebound. Nice block there by Cesario Scott. Adams with the shot. Oh. And we saw Geller there in the air a little bit. Happy everyone's okay after that one. Some of those where the defender going for a rebound gets flipped is kind of a scary thing. It looks like they're going to get Marshall Geller on a foul there. And, you know, I think that there might just be player safety, you know, making sure that no one's doing anything that's putting the safety of the players at risk.
For sure, and that's something that I think you see in boys basketball more than girls, just because it's played so much above the rim. Guys are flying all over the place, so sometimes getting those rebounds can be, if you're not in the right position, can be kind of dangerous because you're jumping so high up there and you don't know where you're going to land, and so I think that's definitely the right call there.
So Condon makes his first one. And he makes the second. Nice shots there by Condon. And about a minute left here. Bruins have extended their lead to 9. Hansen with the ball. Gets it down to Adams. And Bruins with a steal there. Bodies on the ground. Booth passes it to Larson. And Bruins looking to push the ball down the court. Condon with the nice take. Can't get that one to go. A little bit of a contested shot there. And Bergstorm will take the 3. And he's short. A fight for the ball. And nice take there by Gardner. Great finish.
Both of these teams are figuring out how to break down the opposite's defense and trying to find those little holes. And that's what you saw from Arapahoe right there.
So with 1 second left, Arapahoe will heave one up and it's no good. So with that, at the end of 1 half, the Cherry Creek Bruins lead the Arapahoe Warriors 30-23. And, you know, we've seen some great offense here for both teams, but with that, I think we are going to send it down to Ben Paris with Coach Dertinger. We're going to see if we can get him down there.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach, 9-point lead going to the halftime break. What was going right out there?
I think we're committing to defend. You know, we gave up a couple of offensive boards, which led to 5 points in the first quarter, so we got to clean that up a little bit. But I think we're committed to sharing the ball, and we've handled their pressure pretty well, so I think we're in good shape so far.
When you guys played at Arapahoe on January 5th, you guys lost by 16. What's going to take to finish against these guys?
More of the same. I mean, if we keep our composure, keep taking care of the basketball, box out, and don't give up offensive boards, I think we'll be okay.
All right, good luck in the second.
Appreciate it.
So you heard it there from Coach Dertinger. Boxing out, sharing the ball, staying composed. Those are going to be the key components to winning this game. We'll be back after halftime. Bruins are up 30-23 over the Arapahoe Warriors.
All right, hello everyone and welcome back to the Kirby Law Gymnasium. I'm William McDavid with Cal McDavid, and we are headed into the second half here as the Cherry Creek Bruins lead the Arapahoe Warriors 30-23.
Yeah, you know, we've seen this Bruins team come out and play pretty well. Coach Sturger talked about 3 key things that he's looking for this team to do to win this second half: boxing out, sharing the ball, and playing composed basketball, not getting too frazzled as Arapahoe is putting a lot of pressure on defense. They can make their threes. We've seen some big shots by Arapahoe. Creek has not hit a lot of their three-point shots that they've taken, but the ones that they have gotten the rebound, they've made those second chance opportunities. So definitely some big things we're looking for in this second half. We're going to send it down to the court.
So the Bruins will start off with the ball here in the second half. And Warriors coming straight out with the trap. Purchase with the nice attack off Larson's hands. Chambers will take the deep 3. No good. Larson and Knopfsinger were there, but Warriors were able to get the rebound. And they're going to call it out of bounds on the Warriors, so Bruins ball. And it looks like the Warriors might put a little man pressure here for a second. And Purchase with the nice take. Can't get that one to go after a little bit of contact. And Warriors trying to push the ball. And they will get the Warriors for the travel. Bruins ball.
So far scoreless here in this third quarter. We've seen both teams playing pretty aggressive offensively, so definitely going to see them trying to be a little bit more composed, run their offense, and adjust to the type of defense that these two teams are playing.
And Knopfsinger with a nice take, can't finish that one. Warriors will push the ball down the court. And the deep 3 is good. That was a really nice shot there by Kyle Sweeney. And that's the first score here of this second half, and it was a good one.
Yeah, you know, we saw Arapahoe hit some huge three-point shots in the first half. Definitely going to come out and do that again, take advantage when they can get those opportunities.
And Knopfsinger with the beautiful dunk. And, you know, he doesn't dunk often, but that one was one you love to see.
Yeah, you know, when players don't dunk in games, you assume they can. But, you know, Asher definitely is a player that's not a showy player, not going to do things unnecessarily, but he had a great opportunity there, took advantage of it, and that was a great play.
So the Warriors responded with a 3 of their own, and Bruins will have the ball out of bounds. And Warriors have definitely upped the intensity here of their defense in the second half so far. And Bruins still trying to get it figured out, I think, but they're doing a good job not getting turnovers. And Larson's shot will bounce out.
Seems like there's a little bit of a lid on the basket here tonight for the Bruins today, and definitely going to try to take shots, good shots, maybe consider making the extra pass. Seems like the Bruins are having a little bit of trouble hitting some of those shots. Not bad shots, but just can't hit today.
Chambers will attack. He'll take a little step back, and he drains it. Nice shot there by Chambers, and that distance for him has been on point today. He gets a little step back action going and can drill some of those shorter 2s. Booth on the defense. And looks like Arapahoe's trying to slow it down a little bit here. And they're going to get the foul on the ground on Kerry Booth.
Yeah, you know, at the end of this second quarter, both teams were in the bonus. Fouls were a huge factor. We talked about it then. We'll talk about it now. But as we get closer to the end of this game, we know it could be a close game. It's been a pretty close game this whole game. And so getting down to the last quarter, both teams are going to want to limit their fouls. And with that huge three, Arapahoe is going to call a timeout.
Yeah, and that was a nice shot there by Adams. And, you know, I think that I think there's been 3 threes here for the Warriors in this second half so far. And that really has been the only scoring we've seen from them in this third quarter. And I think that that's good for the Bruins because that gives them something concrete that they need to work on. And I'm sure that Coach Dertinger right now is telling them, hey, we need to take away that three-point shot because, you know, that really spreads out the defense, and he really wants to just make sure that they don't allow more big points like that.
For sure, and especially when his team is playing really well on offense, their shots just are not falling, trying to limit those three-point shots, maybe allow Arapahoe to drive towards the basket, force them to make some layups, because even in the first half, both teams were missing some easy layups. So maybe force Arapahoe to take some of those shots rather than those three-point shots that they seem very comfortable taking right now.
Yeah, definitely, and especially when you have this 5 on the court, you got Blake Purchase, Asher Knopfziger, and Kerry Booth, all of whom are over 6 feet 4 inches. So make them take some of those contested twos right around the basket, because those 3 are going to be able to, you know, maybe get some hands on it. So Chambers will bring the ball up the court. And he attacks hard to the basket, and he gets fouled hard. He goes down.
Almost looks like he could have hit his head on the underneath side of the backboard. He didn't, but he got that high. And sometimes I worry about that with boys basketball.
Yeah, definitely. And that was a little bit more explosive than we've seen from Chambers so far today. He's had a couple where he takes a dribble forward and then gets a little step back. But that there was a nice job by Chambers, really attacking hard. And he makes the first free throw. And he makes the second, and big shots there for Chambers. Purchase on the defense. Adams will take the shot. Knopfziger contested it, and there you have it right there. You know, nice job there by Purchase on the follow-up. Knopfziger with the nice defense, and Bruins have the ball and are working the offense. And somehow Purchase dribbled out of that.
That was a great play there by Purchase. Couldn't quite get his own rebound, but he was fighting for it.
And the three-point shot by Sweeney is good. And, you know, those are big shots. And so far we've seen 4 3-point shots that have been made for the Warriors. And Trayvon Chambers responds there with another nice take to the basket. Adams with the attack inside. He can't get that one to go. And nice job there by Knopfziger. And he was able to get it off the Warriors, and that was pretty impressive. He was on 1 foot, kind of had the ball in his elbow and just was able to throw it off the Warriors. So nice heads-up play there by Knopfziger. In for the Bruins, number 21, Dominic Cesario-Scott, and number 1, Matthew Lee.
Yeah, you know, we had talked about it before, kind of theorizing that maybe if the Bruins put more pressure on the three-point plays that Arapahoe might miss some of those inside shots, and that's exactly what we've seen the last few possessions. Putting more pressure on the three-point plays, trying to prevent those big plays, has let Creek get some blocks and defensive turnovers underneath the basket, so definitely going to try to keep that up for sure.
So Chambers will attack middle, and he kind of gets stood up by Henry. Cesario-Scott with the nice block. It looks like they're going to get him on the foul, and we're seeing a little bit of a scuffle down there between Cesario-Scott and Sweeney. And not quite sure what was said down there, but something that someone obviously was not too happy about, but it's good to see neither team came out with a technical from that one, because it's those types of plays where, you know, a couple guys get into it and it doesn't matter what they say, but if, you know, they get up in each other's faces, they are sometimes going to call the tech on that. So the first shot there by D'Agostino is good.
Especially going back to what you were just saying, especially in big games and big rivalries like Creek and Arapahoe, we've seen these two teams get a little bit scrappy playing against each other. We've seen that a couple of times throughout the league this season, and definitely just trying to continue to play smart basketball. Neither team needs to do anything crazy right now. Obviously, it's a very close game, but both teams have been successful just playing their style of basketball and don't need to come out and make any silly plays.
And we're seeing Booth a little bit more here in the high pick and roll action. And, you know, I like that idea there for them. Purchase with the drive, and they're going to call the block on, I believe that is going to be on Marshall Geller.
Like we were talking about with Asher's, when he got the charge, it's so hard for players to get their feet set. And so a lot of times the offensive player is going to get the call rather than the defensive player, because it's hard to see. It's hard for the defensive player to be in position and for the ref to be in position to see that the player was set.
So Cesario Scott working on the outside, Booth on Henry, and can't get that shot to go. Warriors are off and running. And it looks like they are going to get Cesario Scott on the block before the shot.
A little bit of a late call there will result in the Warriors ball on the baseline, and Coach Dertinger is going to make a substitution.
And Knopfsinger will come into the game for the Bruins. And that shot there by Sweeney, no good. Purchase on the rebound, and he's trying to push the ball up the court. You could see one of the Arapahoe defenders there kind of bracing himself for contact with Purchase. And, you know, Purchase is a big kid and he can move fast. So you definitely want to be careful when you're standing in his way. Chambers for three. Shot is long. Sweeney on the rebound, and he's pushing up the court. And they are, I think they're going to get number 2, Marshall Geller, on the offensive. And some of those fouls are a little tricky because it looks like Geller and Knopfsinger just kind of got tangled up there, but anything that blatantly shows in the rest of the play, they're going to call.
For sure, and Creek's offense has done a great job moving the ball this half, and they've been most successful when they've done so. So definitely going to continue to try to do that as it's getting a little bit more physical here in this gym.
Knopfsinger, and he had a little bit of a mismatch there with Eckhart on his back, so they're going to call the foul before the shot. And that's going to be the 4th foul on the Warriors this half. Knopfsinger with the dive. He has Henry on him, trying to get something moving. Lee over to Booth. Booth trying to work it up top. And good defense here by both teams. We've seen good possessions, and that's because I think both teams are playing really good D. Chambers goes up, and no foul, but Knopfsinger with the follow-up, and nice finish there for Knopfsinger. And Henry is able to respond. And, you know, some of those shots, especially for big guys, are kind of tricky when you're off balance a little bit, but Cass Henry did a nice job there finishing that one.
Just a 1-point game here at the end of the 3rd quarter. Both teams taking a lot of time off the clock on their offensive possessions, and Coach Dertinger is going to call a timeout, try to get his team into something productive the last 43 seconds of this quarter.
30 seconds.
Yeah, definitely, and I think You know, we've seen a lot of intensity here from the Bruins in this second half, and I think if we can continue to just see the Bruins pushing the ball down the court like Coach Sturringer, getting rebounds, not allowing any second chance opportunities, they're going to be successful in the rest of this quarter and then going into the fourth quarter. So definitely I'll be curious to see how these teams close this game out. So out of the timeout, checking into the game, number 5, Remington Larson. So Bruins will have the ball with about 43 seconds left in this third quarter. Looks like Lee and Gardner might be wearing matching shoes. Gardner with the steal. And Condon appeared to rip it out of Sweeney's hands. It looks like they are going to get him on the foul, though. And, you know, we've definitely seen equal foul numbers in this game. That's something we've noticed throughout this season is, you know, one team will have 8 fouls and the other will have 2. So definitely a very evenly ref game here, and I feel like there's been lots of consistency in the calls. So, you know, then it's just playing basketball. And Sweeney drills both of them. And the Warriors will take, I believe, one of their first leads of the day. Booth with the really deep 3, and he drills it.
It almost seems like as he gets farther back, the more accurate he gets.
And that was an incredible shot there by Booth. Bruins scrambling a little bit. Henry gets blocked by Knopfziger. Nice play there. They'll advance it to Lee. Lee puts up a little floater, and he gets it to go, and one. And really nice job there by Matthew Lee. And it's a little buzzer beater too, so you kind of get all aspects of the play for Lee, and he'll go to the line for the final shot of this third quarter. Lee not able to get that one to go. So at the end of 3, the Bruins 45, the Warriors 41. And with that, we are going to send it down to Ben Paris. Ben, what are your thoughts?
Will, you said it, this game is getting awfully intense, and it's Cherry Creek and Arapahoe. It's a rivalry game. Cherry Creek lost earlier in the season. These guys are going to come out tough. One guy I think we should continue to watch in the fourth quarter, Asher Knopfziger. He's taking everything so personally out there, and he just wants to beat Arapahoe so bad. We'll send it back up to you.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. And, you know, we've noticed Asher today. He's done a really good job fighting for all the boards, working hard on offense, working hard on defense. And I agree with Ben. I think that if these guys can really take everything that happens on this court personally and use that to fuel their fire in order to, you know, continue to play hard, I think they're going to be successful.
You know, we've talked about this rivalry between Creek and Arapahoe, and a rivalry among both sports. These communities are very close to each other. Arapahoe is only about 20 minutes from Creek. A lot of these students live in the same neighborhoods as each other, so they know each other. It's been a huge rivalry. Obviously, they've played each other already this season, so lots of fire under these players right now.
Cal, I'll say it. They hate each other. They definitely hate each other. These two schools hate each other.
So here we go. Headed into the fourth quarter, the Warriors are down by 4 against the Bruins, and Henry will have the ball trying to get some offense moving. Eckhart with the attack middle. He'll kick it out to Bergstorm. And Cass Henry with the nice rebound there. He's going to take the 3, and he drills it. And, you know, that's an impressive shot there for Henry. You know, he's 6'5", big kid, and that's a good shot there for him to be able to make. Definitely seeing some more aggressive defense here by the Warriors than in the third quarter. Purchase attacking middle. That's off his leg. Knopfsiger able to secure the possession. And Purchase trying to get a little ISO action going on. Knopfsinger's working hard down in the post. He wants it. And that ball swatted away by the Warriors.
Looks like that pass might have been just a little bit late. The other Warrior on the weak side had come over to guard Asher as well. So a little bit of a late pass there, but Bruins got the ball back.
And Knopfsinger misses the layup. Warriors off and running. And they're going to call that out on Creek. Warriors ball. And, you know, that's a tough finish down there for Knopfsinger. He had the open layup, but, you know, sometimes those are the hardest ones to make. Warriors looking to get a shot up. Nice box out there by Condon.
And he's someone that has allowed the Bruins to get a lot of defensive rebounds. He's always boxing out, and sometimes he gets the rebound, but oftentimes he's not the one that gets credited with the rebound, but he's putting in the work underneath the basket.
Purchase with the attack. He puts up the shot. No good. Knopfsinger fighting for the rebound. He will get it. He passes it to Purchase, who will kick it out to Chambers. And nice job there by Knopfsinger, you know, getting a second possession for Creek, and really nice. So he will get another opportunity on the layup, and he makes it. And, you know, that's a way to handle adversity there is you miss a layup, you come back down, play good defense, get a second chance opportunity, and make the layup. And that pass from the Warriors is a little far for Bergstorm, so it will be Bruins ball. So Bruins looking to push the ball. Just under 6 minutes left here in this fourth quarter. And the traps are continuing to come. Knopfsinger looking out to Larson. Condon with the nice pass. I don't know how he got that one through. Larson not able to finish.
We've seen Larson with some great cuts tonight. A couple of them he has been able to finish on. That one not quite able to get it, but great finish there, or great cuts by Larson.
And they're going to get Sweeney on the travel. Bruins ball, and that was an interesting possession there. We saw a nice take there, as you said, by the Bruins, but then a little bit of a frenzy down on that end of the court, and similar thing on this end. And Condon's pass is not able to go. Warriors driving it down the court. That shot no good, but Warriors get their own rebound. Henry takes it, and I believe they're going to get Knopfsiger on the foul. Nice block there by Purchase after the foul, but
for sure, both teams have 5 fouls. So definitely going to hope not to foul too much. Very close to getting into the bonus. Don't want to give up too many free throw opportunities.
And Henry's free throw is a little bit long. And in for the game for the Bruins, number 0, Kerry Booth, and number 21, Dominic Cesario Scott. And Henry makes the second, and the Warriors will call a timeout. So the Warriors have brought this deficit down to 2 here with about 5 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, you know, this matchup between the Warriors and the Bruins, I wasn't sure what to expect coming into this afternoon. Last time these two played each other, Arapahoe had a pretty big win over the Bruins. They've definitely had a little bit better league play, not significantly, but a little bit. Bruins are coming off a losing streak, coming out on a Saturday and playing pretty well. Definitely some things that Coach Derringer has seen that he's happy with his team about. So definitely going to look to finish out this game. We've talked about it before with the boys team. Finishing out games has probably been one of their weaknesses this season. They've been able to do it. They've proved that they can. But just coming out, finishing these last 5 minutes is going to be super crucial in winning this game.
So as we come out here of the timeout, it will be Bruins ball. And, you know, this is a situation where, as Coach Dertinger, you're saying, okay, if we can get a stop or a bucket and then a stop on defense, then we're just feeling a lot better. That pass by Condon, a little far for Cesario Scott, and the Warriors, Gardner, will get the finish, and we're all tied up here.
You know, that's exactly what Arapahoe wanted coming out of that timeout. Definitely to make the Bruins turn it over and tie it back up. So Bruins trying to come back, get a little bit of a lead here. Blake Purchase with the really nice take.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive there. You know, we saw D'Agostino there trying to take the charge, but Purchase just kind of eluded him a little bit, and he was able to finish the ball.
Purchase has such great body control and body awareness. He's such a big player, such an athletic player, physical and explosive, and in that situation we saw him just kind of gracefully float up towards the basket. He knew exactly where he was on the court and what he needed to do to not get an offensive foul in that situation.
Booth in the corner will take the three. That one is short, and Warriors will have the ball pushing it up. And Purchase got a hand on it. That was a really impressive play there for Purchase. And I mean, I don't really know how he got that one. He kind of had to go like under the basket and then block it, but he got it. Nice play. Condon working on Sweeney. And he will get the ball, hands it off to Purchase. Purchase pushing it down the court. And he decides to pull it out, and probably a smart move there by Purchase. Don't need to rush any shots. Bruins looking to just move the ball a little bit. Purchase takes the shot. No good. Bruins have the ball pushing up the court. And Chambers able to secure the rebound after a couple missed layups. And Purchase with the finish.
That was a great play by Purchase. The pass was a little bit overthrown. He was underneath the basket, just took one dribble and knew where he needed to be.
So with about 3 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, the Bruins are leading by 2, and this is an intense game here, you know, and we said it at the beginning of this game. We figured it would come down to the wire, but Bruins definitely have played a lot better this game than they did last time they faced the Warriors, and now it's just about finishing this game out.
For sure. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back at the end of the timeout.
All right, so we are back here. Bruins coming out of the timeout, and you know, this is going to be a pivotal point here in this game. I think either team can, you know, get a little bit of a lead here, and we've seen this be a defensive game so far, so I think whichever team can really take advantage of these next 2 minutes are going to feel like they have control in this game through the rest of the game. And Purchase with the nice play. Warriors able to keep possession. And Purchase with the rebound. He'll kick it out to Chambers. And nice defensive stop there by the Bruins. You know, if they can get a couple good defensive stops and then, you know, keep scoring on offense and taking valuable possessions, I think they're going to be a good spot coming into the end of this game.
For sure, and we were talking about it in the third quarter. The Bruins have definitely limited Arapahoe's threes during this quarter, and that has been a huge factor, I think, in keeping this game somewhat balanced.
So Chambers' three is no good. Warriors looking to advance the ball, and they will give the ball to Creek after it kind of rolls on the ground a little bit. So definitely a good play there for the Bruins. And in for the game, number 1, Matthew Lee. And we've seen him hit a couple big threes tonight. And definitely something that the Bruins will be looking for. You know, they got a lot of good shooters out on the court now. So, you know, take valuable possessions and then try to get good shots up.
For sure, and this Arapahoe defense definitely putting more pressure, trapping, and just trying to do anything to make Creek have some turnovers, and they know how to execute on the offensive side. So Creek trying to move the ball, getting great ball movement, trying to make that extra pass has worked well for them in this fourth quarter.
And it looks like they're going to try to take as much time off the clock as possible while still getting a good shot up. Chambers is blocked as he goes up. It will be Creek ball. And the Warriors are going to call a timeout.
We've been talking about Matthew Lee's shoes and also Arapahoe number 24. It looks like they have, if not the exact same shoes, very similar shoes. And if you have not seen it yet, make sure to check out Reagan Kenobi's segment on shoes. She caught up with Blake Purchase and saw some of his favorite, most expensive pair of shoes. So be on the lookout for that on Cherry Creek Sports Network YouTube.
What a plug. Go Kel. Nice.
Learn from the best, Ben.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
All right, sis. So if you are Creek and you're Coach Sturtinger right now, what are you saying to your boys?
Definitely playing smart defense. I think defense is where they're going to make the biggest kind of swing in this game. Obviously, they've had some great offensive plays, being patient on offense, waiting for something to open up. Hopefully they can get something to fall. It seems like they've had a little bit of trouble finishing at the rim, but playing smart defense, not fouling. Both teams have 5 fouls, just a minute and 42 seconds left. Definitely can still be either team's game. Need to play smart basketball, stay composed.
Yeah, I agree. I think taking care of every possession, particularly this offensive possession right here. If the Bruins can go up by 4, they're going to be very happy going into this last minute and a half of this game, but you don't want to get any turnovers that lead to a fast break for the Warriors.
We've talked about it with Carrie Booth, but it's kind of nice when you can just throw the ball up and know that your tall guy with long arms can jump up and grab it on the inbound.
So Purchase dribbling in a little bit, trying to make something happen on offense. Looks like the Warriors have pulled back their trap.
Bruins are in no rush here to get a shot off, try to take some time off this clock.
Yeah, and definitely just want to take a good shot. And it looks like they're going to trap that. And Chambers with the huge three-pointer, and that was off a little roll there on the trap, and the Warriors try to respond. Nice rebound there by Cesario Scott. And with under a minute left, the Bruins are up by 5. Purchase looking to attack. He gets it out to Cesario Scott. Cesario Scott over to Chambers, and he will get fouled by Sweeney.
And guys, I'll tell you what, that was a 36-second possession from the time the ball was passed in until Trey made that three-pointer. They knocked off 36 seconds from the clock.
Yeah, and those possessions are huge, and if you can not only take time off the clock, but also be able to get some points out of it, that's a big thing for the Bruins here. So with about 47 seconds left in this fourth quarter, the Bruins are up by 5. And Chambers trying to move the ball. And he gets fouled. And it looks like that is going to put the Bruins in the bonus. So Chambers will be shooting 1-1 into the game for the Bruins. Number 12, Donnie Condon. And I know we've said it a million times, but here are these free throws. Big, big pivotal shots in the outcome of this game.
Kel, is that a trigger for you?
Free throws?
The game's coming down to them, yeah.
Yeah.
Shaking up there?
We were talking about in the girls' game that there have been too many games that have been very close at the end of the game, come down to free throws. And most of the games home games here for both Creek boys and girls have come down to these last few minutes.
And Chambers makes the first, misses the second. Warriors are off and running. Bergstrom with the ball. He gets it up top to Gardner. Gardner with the attack, and he finishes. Timeout, Warriors.
Yeah, and that's a hard place to be in as Creek. You don't want to foul, but you're also trying not to give up a three. So that was pretty smart defense there by Trey Chambers. Still putting some pressure on him, but not fouling in that situation.
And it is nice because the Bruins do have 2 fouls to give here before they're in the bonus. So definitely something that they're going to be keeping in mind. I'm sure that's one of the things Coach Dertinger is telling his boys right now. Because I think that's definitely a big thing here in these last 30 seconds is, okay, we want to play good defense, but we don't want to foul. But if we do foul to stop a certain type of easy play, then it's not the total end of the world right now.
Bruins still have 3 timeouts left. Arapahoe does not have any more timeouts left. Bruins are in the bonus. Arapahoe, they still have 2 fouls to give against Arapahoe before Arapahoe is in the bonus. So 31.5 seconds left. Bruins have a 4-point lead, trying not to give up any big 3-point shots, make it or have any turnovers on the offensive side of the ball.
So in these last 31 seconds, we'll see Purchase, Chambers, Lee, Cesario Scott, and Booth in the game for the Bruins. And, I think if they can secure this possession, maybe get a shot off here, we can see that Arapahoe is obviously putting a lot of pressure on the ball and on the Bruins. So we'll kind of see how they try to break this press. Cesario Scott to throw it in. He'll get it to Lee. Lee crosses over, gets it to Cesario Scott, who slings it over to Booth. Booth to Chambers. Chambers attacking. And he's on the floor. And it looks like they're going to call the timeout for the Bruins. So about 10 seconds came off the clock on that play. Bruins will have the ball with 21 seconds left. And, good job there by the Bruins getting it past half court. Nice pass there by Cesario Scott into Lee, and good job just advancing it with the pass because, one of the things that most coaches preach pretty early is that the fastest way to advance the ball up the court is with the pass, not the dribble. So nice job there by the Bruins, really getting the ball up the court and getting that possession secured.
For sure. Just about 20 seconds left here. Bruins possession. Arapahoe's going to come out, put a lot of pressure on them, try to get them to turn the ball over, but if not, they're going to foul pretty quick, try to get themselves the ball back.
Yeah, and there are a few spots on the court the Bruins will want to stay away from, and that's, the 4 corners of the half court. So the 2 corners on the sideline and then the 2 corners with the half court line. And I think that if they can stay out of those areas, then it'll be harder for Arapahoe to trap, and they'll be able to at least get the ball in and not turn it over.
For sure. They're going to want to spread themselves out, but stay away from any of the sidelines, baseline, half-court line, because Arapahoe's going to come and try to pin you up against those.
And Chambers will get the ball. Looking to cross half court. He does to Cesario Scott, out to Booth. And it looks like they're going to call the foul on number 3, Brady Bergstorm. So Cesario Scott will go to the line. In for the Bruins, number 12, Donnie Condon. And
I always think this would be a hard spot in the game to be a ref because that the team that's down is going to try to foul, but you also want to keep the game safe, but you don't want to call a foul too preemptively just because you're expecting it.
So 11 seconds left. Bergstorm with the ball. He's out to Sweeney. Sweeney looking to get a shot up. Bergstorm with the deep 3, and that is no good. He airballs. So 3 seconds left here on the clock, and Bruins are up by 4. And in for the Bruins, number 1, Matthew Lee. Bruins looking just to get the ball in bounds. And Chambers will have it. Advances it to Lee, and that'll be it from the Kirby Lau Gymnasium. The Bruins win the game against the Arapahoe Warriors 55-51, and you know, that is an exciting game there. Lots of back and forth, great defense by both teams, and you know, the Bruins just pulled out with the win there in the end.
Great league win there by the Bruins, breaks up their losing streak. Hopefully they can use this into momentum for this week. They have Mullen on Wednesday, and I think Grandview later in the week or early next week. So definitely some big matchups coming up for the Bruins. Great wins this afternoon.
So with that, we're going to see if Ben Paris can grab someone, and it looks like he's going to get Asher Knopfsinger. So Ben, what do you got?
This guy's here with Asher Knopfsinger. Asher, that was an awfully physical game. What was it like for you?
I mean, it was fun. You know, I love going out there, and I like being able to hit people. I got into foul trouble early, so I had to step back a little, but it was fun in the second half, not being in foul trouble and being able to hit people and go out and play physical.
We said during the broadcast, it's almost like you were taking this game against Arapahoe personally. Was this game personal for you?
It's very personal. I mean, I got a lot of friends who go to Arapahoe. My girlfriend goes to Arapahoe. A lot of, you know, just button heads there. You know, they thought they could say whatever they wanted after the last game, but you know, we'll see what happens with the rest of the season.
After losing by 16 in the first matchup this season, what does this win mean for the team?
It means a lot. You know, it shows that like we can come back and that we can win these games, and that you know we're still in the Centennial League and we came to play.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, and we heard it from Asher right there. This team can play with these teams, and they've had some games that they've ended up losing, maybe haven't played their best, but they can win these games. They've shown that they can prove themselves within the Centennial League, and I think we'll see some Centennial League rankings shift for this boys team as the season progresses.
Yeah, definitely. Well, with that, we are going to sign off here. So for Kel McDavid and the whole Cherry Creek Sports Network crew, I'm William McDavid from the Kirby Lau Gymnasium.